Hello everyone, welcome to, well, one man's attempt to log in during the stress test. This was right at 2 o'clock, actually right after 2 o'clock when I did this. And, excuse me. And I'd heard a rumor that if you just stay at this screen, you don't have to battle the login boss. Well, you're gonna see the results of that. I will say it's half true. Kinda screwed me over though, but you can try for yourself when the game launches, I guess, if you want to try the strategy. I'd never heard of this before, so I was just sitting here going, is this actually gonna do that, or is that guy just screwing with me? I don't know. Anyway, the whole point of this was, I logged in, it's just the servers weren't up, so I thought, oh, I can just stay here until they open up, right? Right. I will tell you, it kind of worked, because it kind of surprised me. I believe the thing does just go from offline to... There it is, right there. Yeah, and I was like, wait, whoa, jeez, that actually worked. So I logged in. Yeah, I'm getting ready. Basically, all I'm doing this stress test is trying to kick me off. I was like, what the hell, man? What the hell? And, yeah. I keep a lot of tabs open in Chrome. What are you gonna do? You wanna fight about it? And, so I was like, okay, I'll log in again. Because, you know, I was one of the first ones in, man. I can totally get back in. It's only a low population, man. I can totally do it. Well, if you've ever been a part of any stress test, you should probably already know it takes a long time to log in. I don't care if you're on the PvE realm. It's going to take a long time to log in. But yeah, for this one, I'm pretty much only setting up my add-ons. I'm setting up my UI. I'm setting up all the other settings that I'm going to use when Classic does come out. So it wasn't really like I wanted to try and rush to 15 or whatever the level cap is again. I mainly wanted to log in, maybe try to plan my route for my dwarf, running her butt through the Dunmurrow all the way to, Teldrassil. But I ended up not making that character at first, and the reason why I'm not playing it right now is because my internet just kinda crapped itself and I have none right now. Like at all. I legitimately have zero internet right now, so... it worked like 20 minutes ago, but now it's just gone. It's like, he wants to play Classic WoW crap out right now. I'm like, jeez. I was counting on tonight, of all nights, for my internet not to crap out. It crapped out. Isn't that the way it always is? So anyway, yeah, I was like, well, I guess I'll just try and figure out what my night elf's gonna look like. Because, it's not like I can do this on Wowhead. You can do this on Wowhead, by the way. But I was half asleep. Why? The stress test was scheduled precisely when I normally go to bed. So I was half asleep when I did this. I was not doing things efficiently. I was not doing things the smart way. And then I hit the randomize button and realized my error in my fool's way. Because I honestly didn't care what my character's name was. So I was like, okay, let's just friggin' call it, Tyranda. Because Tyranda. Yeah, I didn't want to make it a blatant ripoff. And that. Get familiar with that noise. I heard that a lot. So, then I started taking to the forums and reading what everyone else was going through. I'm like, well, I'm in. Do I really want to log out and try and log back in? I mean, I'm here, I'm logged in. Do I really want to go to the back of 1,000 queue, 2,000 queue? Well, I figured I'm just gonna keep trying. I'm just gonna keep going, man. What are you gonna do about it? Problem is, at this point, I was already screwed, I'm pretty sure. There's no getting in, so I was just putting off the inevitable. I don't want to go to the back of the queue, man. I don't want to do that. So I just kept trying to log in. I was begging, pleading, just let me in. I just want to set up my add-ons, for God's sake. So I kept going back and forth between the forums. Is anybody else actually getting in? It's a time-honored tradition for World of Warcraft, or really any MMO launch if you are at a launch, especially a stress test. This is a stress test. It's meant to stress the servers. I'm helping by stressing the server right now. Or at least that's what I thought in my half-asleep stupor. So then I started going through all the different things that, I was like, well, I guess I'll just remake what my dwarf's gonna look like, because screw it, I'm bored, and I want to log in eventually, so why not? Let me just remake how my dwarf's gonna look. Sure, why not? Let's just do that. To pass the time, you know. Oh, I guess we're done. Because that's the... Yeah, that took a long time, didn't it? I swear this is actually going to get better. There is actual gameplay towards the end of this. Granted, not a lot, because... there's about 1,000 people in the Night Elf starting zone, and I was like, well, screw this noise. I ain't trying to tag stuff on a warrior. Nah. That ain't happening, my man. So then I logged out and went to bed. But before that, I logged out because I realized this is just not going to help. This is not happening. I gotta log out and log back in, and I was in a queue. For those wondering, this is sped up to 2 speed. This is as fast as Sony Vegas can allow me to shorten this. I sat through this in real time, watching that number go down. Now, I was only like, what, 1,500 in queue? If the Reddit posts are to be believed, which I don't usually take them seriously, but somebody said they were like 10,000 in queue. I assumed they were on style log or something like that. For some reason, PvP servers usually have more people, but I never understood why. I always like PvE servers more. I played on PvP servers, but I don't have the time anymore to do that. But I guess a lot of people really love PvP servers. So I counted myself lucky. I was only like 1,300 in queue, you know? But I'm like, well, this is a stress test. I gotta try and help out. I guess I'll just sit here, half asleep, trying not to doze off in my big chair right here. So let's just wait and go through it, man. Originally, I forgot to shorten this, so I had to go back like just a few minutes ago and shorten this, or you know, do that whole control left click and then drag it so it like speeds up. Excuse me, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm tired. I'm still hoping my internet comes back up. I'll check right now because there's nothing happening. No, it's still down. Why? Screw me, I guess. I'm down, and it's down, and it will never let me play the stress test because there's a conspiracy. It will not let me play World of Warcraft Classic because it knows I will never stop playing it until the server's down. I like to think my internet service provider is providing a service and not allowing me to get on virtual Warcrack. But I don't think they're being so virtuous. I think they're just crappy. That's my guess. But yeah, I was like, 21 in line, man! Oh my gosh, can I actually make a character this time, man? So I was like trying to hurry as much as I could, considering I was half asleep, making my character. And this time I learned my lesson. For the love of God, don't hit randomize. It actually created the character. Oh my god. That was like a miracle, the thing actually creating the character. Are we gonna get gameplay, Bach? You're gonna get gameplay, but not before I make another character. Now you might go, why are you making 2 characters? Well, honestly, I probably should have made a dwarf, and I just logged in like half an hour ago before my internet went down. I should have done it then. Should have made a dwarf character so I could practice my route. If I ever get my internet back tonight, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to practice my route of running to the Night Elf starting zone. So that when launch comes, I don't get lost going, which boat was it again in Aberdeen? There's like 3 boats here. Which boat is it I'm supposed to get on? Because I don't honestly remember. But I want to figure that out now before launch so I don't look like a dingus going to the wrong boat and they're like, you ended up in Menethil Harbor, or you ended up, not Menethil Harbor, you ended up in Ratchet. I don't want to be in Ratchet. I want to be in frickin' Teldrassil. And yeah, I wanted to test out Hunter, so I was like, sure, Night Elf Hunter. I mean, I like Dwarf Hunters, but Shadowmeld and Hunter is like, that's like vanilla ice cream and sprinkles. That just goes together. I don't even like sprinkles, for the record. But the point is, it goes together pretty well. And I'm not being a horde. I'm not being horde. I've had the horde experience. I didn't like it. I didn't like the quests. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like anything about the horde, so I'm not going horde again. Anyway, yeah, we're logging on Kyranda, so why not? Now, I'm going to tell you, there's not a lot of gameplay here. You're mostly going to see a bunch of people running around like jackasses trying to tag mobs, because that's what it was. Excuse me while I set up my add-ons and things, but hey, this is what I got. Let's listen.
For 10,000 years, the immortal Night Elves cultivated a druidic society within the shadowed recesses of Ashenvale Forest. Yet recently, the catastrophic invasion of the Burning Legion shattered the tranquility of their ancient civilization. Led by the Arch-Druid Malfurion Stormrage and the Priestess Tyrande Whisperwind, the mighty Night Elves rose to challenge the demonic onslaught.
My internet just came back, by the way.
The
I'm
Night
sure you all
Elves were
are
forced
happy.
to sacrifice
Yay!
their cherished immortality and watch their beloved forests burn. Seeking to regain their immortality, a number of wayward druids conspired to plant a special tree that would link their spirits to the eternal world. Despite Malfurion's warnings that nature would never bless such a selfish act, the druids planted the great tree Teldrassil off the stormy coasts of northern Kalimdor. Within the twilight boughs of the colossal tree, the wondrous city of Darnassus took root. However, the great tree was not consecrated with nature's blessing, and soon fell prey to the corruption of the Burning Legion. Now the wildlife, and even the limbs of the great tree itself, are tainted by a growing darkness. As one of the few Night Elves still left in the world, it is your sworn duty to defend Darnassus and the wild children of nature against the Legion's encroaching corruption.
So yeah, one of the few Night Elves proceeds to see dozens of Night Elves in the starter area. I know what they're going for, but yeah. This is how I'm going to set up my stuff. I recommend you do such yourself, but then again, this is all preference, but this is how I'm going to do this stuff. I didn't know that was an option to show numbers on cooldowns. I thought that was like an Omni add-on thing, but I disabled that, so apparently that's in the game from the get-go. I'm happy with that, man. Excuse me, means I don't have to use Omni, because that's basically if you have a spell that has like a 30-second cooldown, instead of just the little like shading thing that goes in a circle, you'll have a number like 30, 29, 28, 27, so you can know exactly when it's going to come off cooldown. I want that, so yeah. Auto loot, just obvious. The only reason you'd never want auto loot is if you have poor inventory management skills and you just always have full bags, in which case you should, excuse me, probably vendor stuff. To my surprise, they kept most of my UI stuff from the last stress test. Most of it. Not all of it, but most of it they kept the same, which I was happy about. So, yeah, the stuff they didn't was like, turn that up. I want this all the way. I was like, okay, that's a little bit too much. Let's turn down the ground clutter to 4. Okay, that's too little. Let's turn it back up to 5. Okay, that's about right. I don't want to have, like, overgrown everything. But yeah. So some people might be wondering, Bark, why did you pick Night Elf for a warrior? Isn't that like the worst race for a warrior? Maybe. Maybe. I argue not, because it has PvP utility. You know how many times I got scared the piss out of on my undead warrior when I was in Warsong Gulch, and all of a sudden a warrior Night Elf just charges out of nowhere? Scared the piss out of me almost. Not literally, but figuratively. That's what I'm picking it for. Also, you can eat in Battlegrounds and World PvP, and, you know, not fucking die. But yeah, this was all the lead-up. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to actually go play the stress test, because my internet came back up in the middle of that. Woo! Also, the internet. The Night Elves are best in slot, because when you jump, sometimes you do a little flip, and it's just fun to watch. I knew better than to actually try and out-tag a bunch of ranged classes as a warrior, so I'm like, hey, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm just gonna wait until tonight, and then maybe I'll try and do some stuff on this warrior. I ain't trying to out-tag everybody that has Moonfire, Hunter, auto shots. I ain't trying that. Well, that guy did pretty good, but I wasn't even going for that. I think he thought I was. I didn't even see the damn thing, but, you know, kudos to that guy. I was just trying to go get this quest and go, okay, I guess I'll just log out then, because I ain't got nothing else to do. I ain't trying to out-tag all these jackasses. There's a reason I'm waiting until, like, midnight, the first day of Classic, and then going to try and quest then. But that's it for today, everybody. Hopefully I will see you all next week. Later, everyone. Until then.